Hello homies, welcome to a new series on the LeonTrophic channel where we take fictional characters and have them battle to see who comes out on top. Today, we've got a unique showdown to celebrate the release of the Netflix anime that I have mixed feelings about. Scott Pilgrim, the heroic slacker from Toronto, Canada, and Kazuma Satou, the hikikomori from Konosuba. Slackers with a heart of gold and more girlfriends that a man can reasonably handle. Let us see which one of these two will win this fictional duel. First up, we have Scott Pilgrim. Many of Scott's moves are inspired by Street Fighter and 8-bit platform video games. Dubbed as the best fighter of the province by Kim Pine, his Shoryuken can send his enemies several feet in the air, can air juggle his opponents to deliver a 64-punch combo and counter enemy attacks with reversal. Scott has incredible fighting prowess, which he will need to fight against the League of Evil Exes. As for his weapons, or should I say items, that are also video game inspired, his trusty bass guitar can release powerful sound attacks. When he's being a simp, he unlocks the power of love in the form of a katana. When he's not being a simp and gets his shit together, he unlocks the power of understanding in the form of a cleaver that is superior to the love katana. Now, let's talk about Kazuma Satou. Coming from a fantasy world inspired by RPGs, Kazuma is from the adventurer class. What's special about this class is you can learn skills and magical spells from other classes. Their strength depends on the skill points invested. His most noteworthy skill is Steal, a move where he can acquire the most valuable item the enemy has in possession. The success rate depends on the user's luck stat and the strength of the opponent. The Freeze skill can freeze things as big as a door or window in a matter of seconds, and shoot targets from a distance with the Snipe skill. Although his skills on the surface are lesser versions compared to the original, he makes up for it with his equipment like his Chunchu Maru Katana, Dynamite to set up explosive traps, and Manite, which enhances his magical prowess to cast powerful blast magic against the Demon King. As you can see with his fighting prowess, Scott packs immense strength in his 24-year-old exterior. He's torn robots apart, scales to characters who have smashed through walls, and caved in buildings. His most impressive feat is that he bragged about punching a guy around the globe. If we take this literally, taking into account the weight of an average metal, the circumference of the planet, and applying a 1-minute time frame, the energy required to do this would be around 4.5 kilotons of TNT. On the other hand, Kazuma's strength might seem a bit more, well, ordinary. He's not a pushover, though unless you ask Aqua. He overpowered the strength of 3 men. His freezing spell has been calculated to be around wall level plus, and has access to various explosives. The aforementioned Dynamite, which he uses to set up traps, is even capable of performing blast magic, which killed the Demon King itself, which would put Kazuma at building level plus. In terms of speed, Scott has shown to be able to keep up with Roxy Richard, who can move at FTE speeds. The mentioned punching the guy around the world feat will clock out at Mach 1944. This feat is supported by the fact that Todd Ingram flew up to the moon in 0.1 seconds, which is over Mach 6000. Kazuma's speed is also noteworthy, considering he's reacted to incoming arrows, held his own against Nini, who could also move at faster than the eye could see, and it was stated that a fight between Kazuma and Agent 6 from Combatants Will Be Dispatched would vary, and Agent 6 has been shown reacting to point-blank gunfire, giving Kazuma subsonic reaction time. Although you could maybe get him higher, considering we've had vague relativistic speed feats from other characters in the Konosuba series, which would scale to Kazuma, of course. Onto the final category. In terms of intelligence, both combatants seem pretty even. Scott outsmarts the likes of Todd Ingram by making him go against his veganism, and Kazuma becomes a field commander in the battle against the mobile fortress destroyer. In the end, both have experienced tricking their foes to score a victory. Not to mention, both have defeated the final boss in their story, Scott defeating Gideon and Kazuma in defeating the Demon King. So, let's say this fight takes place on Kazuma's home turf, and Scott somehow subspaces into the Konosuba world, in Axel. The outcome of this battle would be more or less based on circumstance, with one thing remaining consistent between Scott's raw strength and fighting prowess. If he closes the distance with Kazuma, he's screwed. However, Kazuma has the advantage in versatility with his spells and skills, and arguably greater speed. Kazuma would most likely use skills like Lurk and Flee in order to get out of Scott's line of sight. He would also be able to keep track of Scott with enemy detection and foresight skills. However, the only real win condition Kazuma has in this fight is his deadly backstab attack, because none of Kazuma's offensive spells can match up against Scott's superior durability. Even if Kazuma prolonged the fight by setting up traps, using his steel skill to disarm Scott, and using auto-evade, all of that is dependent on Kazuma's luck stat and mana, which both can run out very quickly if he's not careful. Even if we say that everything goes Kazuma's way and he kills Scott, Scott can use his 1-up to revive himself and most definitely not fall for the same trick twice. I could definitely see some scenarios where Kazuma comes in clutch, but more times than not, Scott has taken his Power of Understanding cleaver and cutting the Hikikomori in half, ending this fight, as Scott Pilgrim is the winner. That's all for today's video, homies. Hope you enjoyed the very first fictional duel on the LeonTrophic channel. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more content, and let me know in the comments what kind of matchup you would want next. Until next time, keep on creating, see you around.